Thank you so much, Mr. Chair and committee members, for the opportunity to present Senate Bill 800 on behalf of Senator Reyes. AB 800 establishes a pilot program requiring Caltrans to install suicide deterrence on 10 freeway overpasses in San Bernardino County. In the past 6 months, there have been multiple suicides and attempts along the overpasses of the 210 freeway in the San Reyes district. While any suicide attempt is a serious cause of concern, one particular incident stood out as especially heartbreaking. Within just a week and a half, her community experienced a devastating loss of 2 high school students, both of whom tragically took their life at the same location. This string of losses not only left families and friends in profound grief, but also shook the entire community, sparking conversation about mental health support and urgent needs to resources to help young people in distress. The impact of these tragedies were felt deeply, highlighting the importance of addressing the challenges that students do face today. These incidences underscore the urgent need for intervention. No family, school, or community should have to endure such unimaginable grief. Addressing this issue is complex, and there is no single solution to preventing these tragedies. Having this crucial infrastructure in place is an important step in the right direction. Here to testify in support of this bill is Mina Frutan, sister of one of the victims, and Rancho Cucamonga Mayor Pro Tem Lynn Kennedy.
Whichever one of you would like to go first, that would be fine. You'll have a couple minutes each.
Great. Thank you very much. Good evening, Honorable Chair Cortese and members of the Senate Transportation Committee. Thank you for taking the time to consider SB 800, and thank you to Senator Gomez-Reyes for sponsoring this important bill. I am Christine Scott, a council member in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, and I'm here in strong support of SB 800 because in Rancho Cucamonga, we're not talking about policy. We're talking about lives we've lost and lives we're still trying to save. In the past 6 months alone, there have been 4 suicides and 5 additional attempted suicides from freeway overpasses in Rancho Cucamonga. 2 of those lives were high school students, lost just a week and a half apart from the same overpass in our city. These tragedies continue to reverberate across our community. Their names, their futures, their families are etched in the heart of our city, and they are not alone. When we talk about crisis response, our city acts. Rancho Cucamonga has mobilized our police department, behavioral health partners, and engaged community members to remain vigilant and respond swiftly. In fact, it was this coordinated crisis response that helped save 2 young lives just last week. But we know we can't rely on timing and luck to be on our only safety net. For the last several months, we have reached out to Caltrans, urging for more meaningful action, barriers, signage, anything they could prevent more deaths. Unfortunately, despite our continued outreach, little progress has been made. This is why this bill is not only necessary, but urgent. SB 800 creates a pilot program to install suicide deterrence on 10 high-risk freeway overpasses in San Bernardino County. These life-saving measures, whether physical barriers, signage, or both, will protect not only those in crisis, but also the motorists and first responders impacted by these events. SB 800 is how we say, you are not alone, and your community is fighting for you. It's how we help someone hold on just long enough for help to arrive. And it's how we prevent another family from experiencing the unimaginable. On behalf of Rancho Cucamonga, I urge your full support. Let's be the difference. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Mina Frutan, the sibling of one of the students who died by suicide in October of 2024.
Thank you both for being here.
Thank you. Good evening, Honorable Chair Cortese and members of the Senate Transportation Committee. Thank you for taking the time to consider SB 800, and thank you to Senator Gomez-Reyes for sponsoring this important bill. My name is Mina, and I'm the sister of Shireen Connor Frutan. Less than 8 months ago, the entire Rancho Cucamonga community was shaken when Emily Gold, a student at Los Osos High School, died by suicide, jumping from a freeway overpass. Not even 2 weeks later, another Los Osos student died the same way. That second student was my sibling, Shireen. Words cannot even begin to describe the immense pain that my family has carried since then. Shireen was a talented artist who was involved in theater tech, very funny, and immensely caring. Shireen had dreams and hopes for the future, but on September 26th of 2024, those dreams came to an end. Those first few days were a nightmare that I wouldn't wish upon anybody. My parents were inconsolable, and I was in disbelief. And now, every single day on my drive to school, I pass under the bridge where Shireen died. And every single day, I'm reminded of how wonderful Shireen's life could have been. When multiple suicides happen in a community in a closer time or space than you would expect, it's called a suicide cluster. This situation is a textbook example of a suicide cluster. Because when suicides happen in such public ways, such as jumping off a bridge, it can often trigger other suicides. However, SB 800 is trying to combat this phenomenon. There is evidence that signs and barriers can prevent suicide. Suicide is usually an impulsive action, and anything that can interrupt that can save a life. Before Shireen died, I drove by that bridge and I cried, thinking about the girl who had jumped just a few days prior. I had never met her, I never knew her story, but the impact of what happened that night stayed with me. And sometimes when I try to imagine the night Shireen died, I think about the cars that were driving below that had to witness Shireen's death without any warning. Not only must it have been traumatic, it is also dangerous, because what would have happened if a car had swerved from the shock or had suddenly braked? Suicides done like this can unintentionally put others in danger as well. I also think about the first responders who were called out at 1:30 in the morning, the ones who tried their best to stop a 17-year-old from jumping and who failed. I wonder how that night has stayed with them, the toll it's taken doing everything that you can and still losing someone so young. My dad has put together a petition in support of SB 800. It currently has over 400 signatures from members of our community. This isn't just our family's grief, it's a shared call to action. SB 800 isn't just a gesture. It's not just thoughts and prayers. It offers real, tangible tools that could have benefited Shireen and that will benefit many others. Please pass this bill and give others what Shireen didn't get: a sign, a barrier, and a moment to pause and to choose to live. Thank you.